Hello, my name is Ash. I am here to be, hopefully, a voice, a channel. A little bit about me. Right now, I'm actually in quite a trying time. I believe in the universe, aka God, spirit, whatever you want to call it, but I don't believe in religion. Beliefs aside, honestly doesn't matter. What I'm here to do is do tarot readings. I initially bought them for me. My crystal shop actually mentioned use them for yourself. Screwy, but what do you do? And I started doing them for myself, but I also felt an inkling to do it for others because there's a lot of misguidance and off putting, off, just off. A little weird, a little different, a little inconsistent. I'm not using the right words, but nothing against it. Nothing wrong. Anything I say is not meant to slander or hurt or be negative towards another. But I have noticed there's tarot readings that feed your ego. Like, for instance, I've had some tarot readings that were very inconsistent from day to day and just made zero sense and actually kind of confused me and frustrated me. Because one day it's like, oh, this is coming into your life. The next day, oh, just kidding. It happens. A lot of people sometimes use it as a way to take energy. You giving me attention is giving me energy. So sometimes people just tell you what they want to hear, tell you what you want to hear. So my intention, and I've done it before, is to channel what your soul needs to hear. So some of my tarots are not going to be light of heart. I'm going to like dig deep inside your spirit. Like, yo, this is what's going on. Unfiltered, completely raw. Because I tell you what, the tarots have been true to me and telling me bits and pieces of myself that I may not or probably didn't want to hear or see. That's the point. It's actually helped me grow quite a bit. Right now, like I said, I'm going through a trying time. I'm unemployed. I am being taught lessons. I am learning how to process and become better for the next stage in life. Unfortunately, I had to lose my job to figure that part out. But ever since I bought the cards, I still felt the inkling to do it on YouTube. And I hope it's not from an ego standpoint. Because, of course, everyone wants to make money on YouTube. Everybody wants to be noticed. Perhaps this is a version of me that just wants to be, or because I was told to be heard. I can offer some wisdom of my knowledge so far. But everything I speak from, again, is the level of consciousness at where I'm at. So it could very well change. I could very well backtrack sometimes. Go back and be like, that what I said before may not have been correct. We only know as far as we've come and what we can do from there. I've also had moments where spirit has channeled through me. That is what I intend for to happen. I am a mouth for the universe. Hear me roar. So two of the decks I plan on using. This one. Ooh. It is green on the cover, so it's gonna be transparent. But it's called Wisdom of the Shadow. And since I'm using a green screen, some of the cards are going to be wonky. But nonetheless, the message still holds. Actually, a lot of the cards are going to be wonky because green is a very prominent color. But go with me on this. Maybe I just shouldn't use a green. We'll figure that out later. So, Wisdom of the Shadow. Oracle for self-discovery, soul work, and transformation. Even though it deals with the shadow, I call it my light deck. Because it unfiltered, or I can't even think of the word, but unhindered, it tells you the truth. Or a truth, your truth, my truth. without hiding anything. Not gonna baby me. It hasn't babied me. In fact, it's slapped me in the face with logic like, hey, there's this thing going on in your brain and in your heart, and this is what's going on. Tell you what, it's been very helpful. But it's not for the faint of heart. Like I said, I'm not here to feed your ego. I'm here to get under your ego and be like, yo, this might be going on. If you resonate with this, just go with it. But if it doesn't resonate for you, just doors that way. But that's my intentions, is to do a reading for myself and for those who it resonates with. Second deck, Nature's Whispers, Oracle cards. Wisdom of the Shadow is actually specific. Someone recommended it to me, and it's been helpful. But I went back in and found me another tarot deck later on. Not gonna lie, I'm not as well versed in this one. It's a little different. I've still yet to completely understand how it works, what to do with it. But nonetheless, I still receive its messages. Hopefully, by using it more and more, I will learn. Also, just a little FYI, the reason I have these is because, again, some of the stuff I say isn't going to be light or fluffy or soft. It's going to be cold, hard perception of your truth, my truth. And it may very well trigger some people. It's not intentional, it's just how it works. So to keep it light and fluffy, my green, fix it. Keep it light and fluffy. I got these guys going on. The other one, a little more fluffy, the Nature's Wisdom, Whispers. It's a little bit different. It's a little lighter. It's a little softer, you want to say. But I'm not here to sell anything. I'm not trying to get you to buy anything. Again, nothing against it. I just want to help for those who need it. Because growing up, I never really felt like I was being helped. Not until recently when I found my crystal shop. That's when I started having more spiritual growth. I've been going to the same crystal shop for over 3, 4 years. And that's when I took a really hard turn in the spirit. Hard turn, but a good turn. So that's what I aim to do. I aim to help those like I've been helped. Those who don't have a proper guide or even know what the hell to do. And I'm not saying I'm a proper guide. I'm just here. It is what it is. So if the video resonates with you, give it a try. Listen to the message. Again, don't take anything to heart. Don't take anything seriously. It's also supposed to be fun. A little fun, a little interesting. I'm going to let spirit channel through me as much as possible. So I'm not trying to do it, again, from an ego perspective or a I know everything perspective, my human perspective. It's from a combination. It's a combination of my human's wisdom and channeling source itself. God, universe, spirit. I'm just going to call it spirit just to make. Part of it is too, is to put myself out there. I've been really told I need to start putting myself out there. If you want pretty much the end of the tarot part, I'm going to explain a little bit about myself. I was a middle child growing up, and I was always taught to be quiet. In fact, when at work, I started entering the workforce, my father taught me to shut up, not make waves, and just do whatever the hell they asked you to. When, in fact, I worked myself to the point I used to get sick. I would work so many hours that it would be detrimental to both my mental health and my physical health. Whenever I had an issue, I would just shut up. I'd shut up and agree with it. I'm 31 years old. I'm getting gray hairs. I don't accept that as okay. to have a job that stresses me out to the point that I'm getting gray hairs at such a young age just doesn't feel right. So it's kind of a blessing that I got fired. I'm still figuring it out from here, but we were not meant to live like that. I hope I can offer a perspective or guidance from a different perspective, from a outside the box while living in the box kind of thing. So I was always very quiet, never made waves, never spoke my mind, never spoke my truth. And now that I've been trying to do so, it's actually causing backlash. Like, whoa, hold on. What do you mean? It is perceived as negative because I don't have any friends. Um, I don't know if I'm doing it whether in a right way or a wrong way, but I'm sick and tired of being quiet. That doesn't mean go out and be an asshole. Hey, fuck you, you fucked me over, you know. Pardon my French. Hopefully everyone watching this is a mature audience. But it's not meant in a sense of, again, take what I say with a grain of salt. It's not meant to be offensive or hurtful. It's what I've learned. I'm hoping to pass it on. I'm hoping you can grow with me as I grow. That is part of the point is to grow. That's all I truly. Of course, if my YouTube blows up, hey, that's great. To make a job of it, that'd be great too. But this is honestly more for me. So I can grow as an individual and just help those who resonate with it, who have a similar story or also going through a similar struggle. So who these days isn't struggling? In the world and the economy we live in, it's chaos. It's absolute chaos. So if I can be a voice to help, I would love to. That's what you want me to do, universe? Spirit? I'm here. In fact, I'm getting the tinglies. So that's a good sign. Ugh, tinglies. Uncle has the willies. Oh man, I love. It's also a channel for me, as in not just a YouTube channel, but a method for me to be myself. I don't get a lot of opportunities to do that, or perhaps that's been my problem is I'm not my true self. Like I said, for the longest time I was just quiet. I refused to speak, I refused to open my mouth at all, make any waves. I just smiled politely and just ha ha ha. Well inside I'm just like, this doesn't feel right. I wasn't following my internal compass, my intuition. But now I'm trying to do a better job of that. And this is one method of doing so. It will be a separate playlist on this channel, because I am also an artist, so I will also be doing an art playlist under a different persona. But for this one, I'm gonna be Fluffy Ash. I'm gonna try to be my unfiltered self. It's practice. Practice for me, hopefully practice for you. So let's get right into it. This is the end of the intro. I'm gonna move forward and do separate reading from each. Each deck will be a separate video. I'm gonna do one from this, gonna be a separate video, so on and so forth. You get what I'm saying? Because they can also be a little conflicting, but it might not be true. A lot of the times when I hear a spiritual message, I hear oftentimes a lot of guides saying the same thing despite them being completely unrelated. Like maybe I have this YouTuber who lives in London, I have this YouTuber who lives in Australia. And even though they're worlds apart, the message I'm receiving through them is the same. So even though I'm using separate decks at separate times, the messages will still may coherent. If not, that's just how it is. Each deck is meant to be used in a different manner. So again, just part of the point of this is use your internal compass and practice and see what resonates with you. If it doesn't match your heart, if it doesn't match your intuition, it's not meant for you. Don't try to force it. Don't try to be like, okay, yeah, no, I want that to be my message. I want that to work for me. Just for those who feel like it does. So, let's go on.